Whoa, it's Wulzy. Welcome back to another Geometry Dash level request video. Thank you for all of the support on the channel lately with all the level swaps and things. We're on our way to 45,000 subscribers. That just blows my mind. I've got a new series coming out soon, I hope. A building series. Look out for that. But today, we're doing some level requests, so make sure you check the links in the description. You'll find my Discord server, which you can find the form in, or you can type !form in my Twitch chat and it'll pop up. We've got Rollet by Wodka using Masayume by Waxturk. It's been a while since I've hopped into some of these, so I'm quite excited to get back into it. This looks smooth already. I love how shadowy it looks around the edges, and then the bright white contrast to the background. It looks very cool. Black screen transition, but it works pretty well. There's a lot of changing colors in this, which is making me happy. I love the concept of... I thought that I had a checkpoint before the beginning, okay? What I was trying to say was, I love the concept of that glitching portal. It looks like there's multiple layers on top of itself, and it's like shaking as you approach it. You see it right there? It like blurs when I'm moving up and down. I didn't even realize that it was locked to the y-axis. That's how good my straight fly was. It's such a nice little detail. Yes, okay, I'm digging this. A couple of the decoration pieces seem to be similar from part to part, but that's fine. Yeah, I love the flow of this. That's a sick transition as well. It's getting a bit more minimalist. It's kind of ditching the particles that it was spotting in the beginning, but it looks very clean. I'm noticing the use of a blending screen, I think, to uplift some of the black color on the pulses. It's very nice. I really like it. And then the 3D. Oh, man. Oh, forgiving gameplay as well. I like that. I should have died about 5 times over. Yeah, this is sick. Starting today off with a banger. Look at that ending as well. It's so crisp how everything just falls perfectly into place. The end screen's nice looking. The font is beautiful. That's a very good level. 4-star feature for me. I really like it all round. Float by Carichos using Weightless by a Cosmo. Modernistic. That color change caught me off guard. Like, I actually opened my mouth when I saw that. Interesting. I'm not sure what to think of this. Let me ease into it. It's a bit bland on like the middle ground, but there's a couple of foreground elements that's tying it together pretty well. Oh, don't do this black screen thing. Okay, thank you. It feels slightly unpolished, I'm noticing. Like, there's some cool looking blocks and stuff, but the way that they go together just doesn't really work. I'm not sure. It feels a bit empty at the top of the screen sometimes. The colors aren't as refined as they could be. I don't know. It feels a bit murky here, and there's a bit too much contrast. I feel like this kind of style would work a lot better if the colors were more similar to each other. And there's no pulses either to uplift that. This intro caught my attention how it switched the color scheme like that. I kind of wish that it did that more. And the first thing I noticed was that the glow on those blocks was so opaque. And I thought that that was a pretty nice stylistic choice because it continued in the ship. You see, it looks pretty nice right here. The colors are changing all the time. It's got some decent atmosphere with the song. And then it just cuts out to this black spot right here. And then that momentum isn't continued anywhere else. Like, this just feels so void of any emotion whatsoever. It's so static. And it's so moody here when some of the colors earlier were so bright. So there's a bunch of different color channels here, which just copy the color of the background with different brightness and hue and stuff. All right, what are you setting your background to? It's like a gray, and then what happens to it? Yeah, it shifts to this, like, murky orange. What would happen if I pasted that murky orange into these pulse triggers that I've set up and had them one after the other like that? You see, there's so much interesting stuff you can do just by having pulse triggers set out. Even some hue shifts, maybe. I don't know, I'm just messing around. In, like, just a minute or two, I've, like, completely switched up your colors and made it a bit more interesting just to look at. The song has a lot of room for atmosphere, and I don't think he really capitalized on that. But that's not to say that the ideas are bad. Like, I think it's decent. And I hope that this proves that you set your colors out well, because, look, I can change the colors to, like, any hue, and they work well, you see? Next up, we've got Rev by Ben Isad using SBDev Reverie, which is used in one of my level swap videos, the one with Dominus called CD. It's a banger. Go check it out. I'll put a card on the top right of the screen. Let's see if this level has that same energy to it. This is nice. Very colorful, but with black blocks. Oh, I'm kind of silly. I dig how the blocks look so different to each other with their colors, but then the background is made up of like really similar brightnesses. You see right there. The layers are all pretty similar to each other. Oh, what is that effect on the foreground? Hold on. It's not very opaque, but it gives the blocks so much texture. I really like that. I love the waves in the foreground as well. That's making me feel happy. The wiggle. Yo, I'm digging this as well. Oh my god, that's so nice looking. I love how peachy the background is with like the pink-orange gradient. And it switches up right there. How many times I'm going to say man or dude in this video? Oh my god, the transition was sick. That was so cool how it briefly switched to like dark and then got bright again. That was awesome, man. The visuals are so simple, but they have this little texture to them. I noticed in the beginning that these blocks appear to be pretty simple, but when you look at them, they're actually pretty textured on the inside with those like Clutterfunk style blocks on low opacity. And then the ship block effect just actually surprised me. That is a really cool effect that I've never really seen done like that before. And it works so well because it's more opaque on the black space than the bright space inside the block. Probably because it's blending. So it creates this really cool blending effect on top. That's so awesome to look at. I love the fact that there's low opacity black blocks behind these white ones as well. It gives the structures that little extra punch to them, that little bit of variety that makes it stick out, because the structures really don't have much to them. And I love the use of the cloud objects as well. I think some of them might be custom made, or at least overlaid with each other to make new clouds, which is a really nice thing to see. I love when creators take the default blocks in the game and then put their own twists on them. That's why I really like the color banding effect. This is also severely underrated. It's got 60 downloads. Like, come on, let's give it some more. 6-star. Feature. Hopefully that comes up on the featured page soon. We've got Adam Reb by Ziana using Panda Eyes Dance With You. Let's go. All right. Ooh, pretty in pink. Okay. Yeah, this is sick as well. Wow. Wow. The sync right there is beautiful. You hear that? Oh my god. Okay, I love it when there's like that really smooth foreground movement that just makes it feel like you're floating through. Even when the blocks aren't moving, it just creates this godly atmosphere. It's a very weird world that it's created, but it feels so nice to play. Wow. Oh, hell yeah. I dig it. Okay. That green is very flashy. Wow. Okay, it feels weird how the greens just phased out in that spider part, but this is actually so sick. I'm getting slight JF vibes here and there, just because of how the foreground is set out. There could be a background here because it feels a little bit blank in between the blocks, but I just love... I love the energy that this has. It's sick. It's so fun to play. It feels just like a Taman layout or something. This is brilliant. Oh my god, I might just leave this uncut. Are you hearing this click sync? That is so good. Oh my god. I would send that for epic if I could. Wow, that has absolutely blown me away. 7 stars, right? 8? I'm gonna say 7. There's not much else to say. There's just no flaws. Like, really. Structure by Galactrix using Lemons Mango. Alright. I like the colors so far. That's a decent start to the level. The background's nice. The foreground is decent. I like how it's tied into that portal, actually. And those glitchy structures. I just really like how the dark color is used for some other details as well. It really helps build in that foreground. Some of the stuff in the background seems to be a bit too high in opacity, but it kind of matches the style, honestly. Like how it goes light, slightly darker, slightly darker. It kind of works with that background because the background's made up of like multiple opacities. Now this gameplay is a little bit difficult to follow because the invisible spikes go so invisible against the bright background. It's impossible. And I feel like the foreground's a bit too much here, although I do like how it wiggles up and down like that. It's making it difficult to see which circles are arrows and which ones are the ones that I'm supposed to be jumping at the UFO. Now, something that bothers me is when people do the black bar transition, but they forget to change the ground. You see how murky that looks at the bottom? It just doesn't fit this transition at all. And if I'm honest, this part feels pretty rushed and anticlimactic. You see how the block design just completely disintegrated towards the end. There's not as much effort put into the movements and how the foreground and the background tie together. In the beginning, it was so clean looking. Oh, I have replay last checkpoint on. It looks so clean in the beginning because you can tell you've put effort into the way that it all ties together, how cohesive it all looks. But I feel like as the level goes on, it starts to lose that tie. As Lake calls it, it kind of has end of the level itis, which is a serious disease that levels have where they lose their quality towards the end for a peculiar reason. Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of that UFO gameplay either. It's quite difficult to follow at times, but it does look very cool in the areas that it's had a lot of love put into it. But for reasons that I mentioned, I think I'm going to send this for a rating and not a feature. Next up, we've got Moi by Mazadi using Stray by Myolophone. Ooh, it's this song. I haven't heard this in a while. Wow, I really like the glow in this and the contrast of the trumpet in the background. Quite enclosed structuring. It's a little bit difficult to see amongst all of the bright spots of the glow, but this is actually really smooth so far. Nice and climactic, but also chill at the same time because it's working well with the song. For some reason I'm finding this difficult to sight read. I can't quite pinpoint why, but I can't fault any of the design or the decoration here. It's just very smooth so far. I like that repeated flashing white transition. That's a bit of an awkward transition to have, how there's so much auto. I wasn't really expecting it to last that long, but... I'm not sure if I dig this floor right here. There's a couple of pink pads that are just randomly there for no reason. It's completely thrown me off because sometimes I have to click and sometimes I don't. You see, there's so much auto here that it's just confusing. Try not to do that as much as you can. Just try and keep a nice flowing experience. And that repeated transition again. It's a nice looking level. There's a couple of obvious flaws in it to me. Normally I would go in the level editor and show how I would fix it, but a lot of the issues for me come in like the flow of the gameplay and some of the repeated transitions. I'm still going to send it for a featured 8-star because it looks really good. Vacuum by Feedgerman using Phoenix by Willadacious? Probably. I don't know how to say these people's names. Oh my god. This looks sick. What is with this episode and having so many bangers like this? This is so original looking. Yo, we're going to space. I love levels themed like this. It makes me so happy. Oh, the punchy red block design as well. It looks so technological. It reminds me of like running around in Mario Galaxy or something. This is brilliant. The flowy portal transition as well. This is sick looking. I love the themed decoration here and there. How the blocks are kind of built into the mechanical ground. This is awesome. Oh, goodness gracious. I did not realize that was a blue orb. Oh, we're going to the factory. Dude, themed levels like this just get me going. The saws are a little bit basic. I am noticing that they are default, but they actually kind of work, surprisingly. Oh, God. This level has me wrapped around its little finger. I am in love with this. Banger song as well. My God. I love the plant in the background. This level just has a lot going for it. Very clean art in the background. Very clean block design to go alongside it. I have no idea how I just survived, but farewell. No! Structure's gone. Alright, that's a banger. I like that. How do you have no creator points? That is insane. That level is so cool. You are getting a feature sent from me, sir. Final level for this video is Electro Showdown by H Tigers GD using Hard Electro Attempt by Phantomenk. Now, I feel like I've heard this song back in like a Darnik level in 1.9. I don't know. Very intrigued to see what this is. Now, this kind of reminds me of Tongi. It kind of reminds me of a Tongi level straight away because of how the colors are formatted and the use of like the 2.0 grass blocks. Okay, this is sick. Wow, this is flowing so nicely. Wow, okay, here we go. That's sick. Okay, that's an awesome transition. This is classic H Tigers right here. I can tell it's his part in the collab. Oh my god, dude. This is what GD is all about. Oh god, is it? Is it really? Give me a second. What is all of this? You have to click every toggle orb, it seems. That's so fun, actually. Oasis, you killed it. I just love how the colors are formatted all around. You can tell it's very filtered. Like, there's colors there, but then there's a blending screen in the background to make it kind of tinted a certain color, but yeah, Moosh has killed it as well. I love the block transitions on the sides of the screen. That makes it feel very climactic going into this. Oh, you have to jump out of there. Okay. I'm assuming the same person made the layout all the way through because it flows so nicely and the structures are cohesive all the way through. So when the designs are different, it's not too noticeable. That was sick. I really enjoyed that. And the way it moves off at the end is so clean. I'm just going to see how far I can get in one attempt because that was sick. Pretty easy to sight read as well because of how clean the structuring is and all of the decoration. Like, none of this is messy whatsoever, which is really helpful. I think H Tigers has my favorite part though, or Oasis near the end, because this one bangs. I really like the toggle trigger part. That's such a clever way to make it more intense. God damn it. Maybe this isn't a demon, actually. I'm going to send that for like a... We're going to say a 9 because the breakable block thing in the duel, yeah. There was a couple of parts near the end that were pretty difficult to sight read, but that's that for me. Thank you for watching this Geometry Dash level request video. I had a lot of fun recording this one. I didn't mention it at the beginning, but I did change some more mic settings. And there's a couple of recordings to come after this that have been recorded before this with the old mic settings. So if I swap back and forth between how I sound, then that's why. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Check the links in the description, leave a like and subscribe, and have a good day.